Well, good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome everyone to share in the exciting news regarding our redesignation from the National Cancer Institute and the importance of this recognition for our patients, our communities, and the state of New Jersey. I'd like to extend a special welcome to Governor Phil Murphy and the many other dignitaries and supporters who are here today, and especially to our cancer survivor, James Anthony, who's agreed to be here with us to celebrate and to share his story with us later in the program. New Jersey is the nation's most densely populated state and is one of the most ethnically diverse. As the nation's fourth-ranked state for cancer incidence, it is essential that our residents have easy access to a National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center and a vital resource like Rutgers Cancer Institute in New Jersey and RWJ Health. To gain the designation as a comprehensive cancer center, the highest ranking given by the National Cancer Institute, an institution must undergo a highly competitive application and review process focused on developing new and better approaches to cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. An institution must also be able to leverage additional resources for cancer research, care, education, prevention, and outreach that serve their catchment area, which in our case is the entire state of New Jersey. The prestigious NCI Comprehensive Cancer Center designation is held by only 56 centers in the United States. Some states have more than one, some states have none, but here in New Jersey, Rutgers Cancer Institute is proud to continue to serve as the state's only NCI designated comprehensive cancer center. We provide the most advanced treatment options for patients, improve access to care close to home, and make groundbreaking discoveries that advance science and our understanding of the diseases that impact so many under this umbrella of cancer. The awarding of redesignation by the National Cancer Institute reaffirms the value that Rutgers Cancer Institute provides to our state and to our nation. Our governor and our legislature look to Rutgers Cancer Institute as the state's hub for cancer research and the leader in patient care. Our cancer center has the responsibility to serve as a resource for all of New Jersey and address issues specific to its unique populations. Through our partnership with RWJ Health, New Jersey's largest and most comprehensive healthcare system, we provide the most advanced, patient-centric, integrated cancer care close to home for the residents throughout our state. The days of our residents having to think that they need to travel across bridges or tunnels to go outside of the state of New Jersey for exceptional care are long over. Our residents in this state that are given this diagnosis can stay close to home no further than 15 or 20 minutes from one of our facilities to receive that exceptional level of care. Through the new Jack and Cheryl Morris Cancer Center, and I'm happy to say that Mr. Morris is here with us today, which is set to open in 2025, we will continue to wrap a blanket around our patients, providing them not only with cutting-edge inpatient and outpatient treatment, but also with access to diagnostic and laboratory testing, advanced radiation and surgical technology, and all the latest amenities and services related to wellness and survivorship, all under one roof. It will essentially be New Jersey's first freestanding cancer hospital. Ultimately, as I've said, we are committed to keeping New Jersey cancer patients in New Jersey. As a result of our strong collaboration with Princeton University, our NCI recognized consortia partner, we continue to advance paradigm-changing research that serves as the foundation for tomorrow's innovative cancer therapies in areas such as cancer metabolism, genomics, precision medicine, and immunotherapy, now quickly becoming the fourth pillar of cancer care. We are leading, among other institutions across the country, in an area of immunotherapy called cellular therapy, where we are able to produce our own genetically modified immune cells here on site for use in clinical trials in our patients. This year, with a rating in the exceptional range and the highest score in the history of our cancer center, Rutgers Cancer Institute was scored among the top NCI designated cancer centers reviewed in 2023. The NCI's review of our center highlighted our strengths in basic, clinical, translational, and population research, in addition to notable review for community outreach, education, and engagement efforts. As such, the NCI noted we are on an exceptionally strong trajectory to improve cancer prevention and screening, as well as cancer care for the entire state. This is evidenced by our expansion of our ScreenNJ screening and prevention education program. And thanks to a $4 million investment in state support and through partnership with the State Department of Health, we are now able to offer education and training, community grants, centralized community navigation, and clinical services through our mobile unit, which has access to the entire state. As a result of this program, in partnership with the state, more than 85,000 patients have been navigated to screening, and more than 5,300 cancers and premalignant lesions have been identified at their earliest stages, when there's still an opportunity for curative intervention. Improvements in our clinical trial infrastructure were noted by the review team, which are poised to lead to increased accrual of patients to cutting-edge clinical trials and increased development of our in-house protocols by our own physician scientists. In fact, our accrual of underrepresented minority patients was among the highest in the nation, at 46% of our patients accrued to clinical trials are from underrepresented minority groups. Additionally, we were cited as having a very strong cancer research training activity with efforts to conduct joint education and mentoring across our consortium and with our medical school, which is a great partner to the Cancer Institute. Thank you, Dean Murtha, for being here this morning. I don't know if Dean Johnson is here as well. If he is, I'm waving hi to him as well. And in addition to securing numerous NCI training grants for diverse learners, our programs reach out to try to train a representative group that represent the diverse community that we are a part of. NCI designated cancer centers serve their local communities with programs and services tailored to their unique needs and populations. These programs and services serve as a template and are often translated for implementation elsewhere across the country. While our focus is the Garden State, we indeed have an impact as a national leader. I'm proud to serve as the third director of New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center, leading a team of dedicated researchers, clinicians, and staff whose efforts continually improve the quality of life for our patients and fuel the growing number of cancer survivors amongst us. Your contributions, all of you in this room, are immeasurable, and I thank all of you for what you do every day on our behalf so we can care for the patients and their families. Again, I want to thank all of you for being here today to celebrate with us, and I would like to now introduce the president of Rutgers University, Dr. Jonathan Holloway.
Thank you and good morning. It is indeed a proud day for Rutgers to once again have earned this designation. As the State University of New Jersey, we have a solemn obligation to the people of the state, and we take that very seriously. Few aspects of our mission are as vital as attending to the health and well-being of our fellow residents, especially in combating such a difficult and too often deadly disease. We are grateful to the National Cancer Institute for this redesignation for the Cancer Institute, and especially grateful to our leaders at the local, state, and federal level who share our pride and support to life-changing work that goes on here. I'm glad, therefore, to have Congressman Frank Pallone, Speaker Craig Coughlin, Majority Leader Lou Greenwald, State Senator Bob Smith, Commissioner Director Ron Rios, and Mayor Jim Kale with us today. I don't know what's happening anywhere because we're all here. Hopefully it won't become more efficient. And on that note, it is now my pleasure to introduce our governor, who has partnered with Rutgers in so many ways in providing world-class education, opportunity, service, and clinical care to the people of New Jersey. Throughout his term, Governor Phil Murphy has proposed and approved state budgets with record appropriations to the university that have enabled us to provide a high-quality education while making a Rutgers degree accessible and affordable. His investments in infrastructure, most visibly in the Helix project under construction in New Brunswick, but equally important in Newark and Camden, have further strengthened Rutgers in its essential role in support of a robust economy and a healthy population. He and his administration have made healthcare coverage more available to more New Jersey residents, and he has advanced critical public health issues from promoting clean energy to enacting gun safety laws to leading us competently and compassionately through the pandemic. He has also sought smart and compassionate solutions to the opioid crisis by, among other things, making it easier to obtain naloxone and save the life of someone who has overdosed. I'm grateful for his constant support of our mission, and I'm pleased to have him here today to help celebrate our redesignation. Please welcome Governor Fulmer.
I'm going to be very brief because I've looked around the room and I've determined that I am the absolute least qualified person to be speaking this topic. Just to say to Team Rutgers, led by Jonathan and Steve and the rest of the team, to the RWJ Barnabas, led by Mark and Jack and George and others, to the extraordinary elected officials here today, an incredible lineup at the local, county, state, and federal level. That does not happen terribly often, so to each one of you, I'm humbled to be with you. This is a big day, and the word I think Steve deliberately used was exceptional, and that's going to be one of the very few points I'm going to make, and Jim Anthony's going to speak a little bit, is going to be the living proof that this place is changing lives for the better. But the notion of exceptional, to be given that word and that designation at the national level, is a big deal. As Steve said, it's one of only 56 of these designations in the entire country. Some states don't even have one. We have this one, and it's a big deal. And as Steve said, cancer is not, sadly, foreign to New Jersey, and now we don't have to send you over either the Hudson or the Delaware rivers to get the treatment you need. You can get it right here in New Brunswick at an exceptional institution. Again, Jim is going to be the living proof that this is changing lives. I just make two other specific to cancer and the treatment of cancer. By the way, I speak today as a governor and as a cancer survivor. The two other points are this. Number one, to reiterate Jonathan's point, and I thank him for his great leadership. We have backed the truck up to the tune of tens and tens of millions of dollars. I think in the budget I just presented last week, we have another 50 in it for this endeavor, and it is richly deserved. And we're honored. And relatedly and finally, do we do it because we're nice guys? I hope so. Do we do it because we want to change lives for the better, like Jim's and others, including myself? Absolutely. But there's also a cold-blooded angle to this. When you have a designation like this, and we have a number of different examples, some of them are in the healthcare medical fields and many are not, but where you're doubling down on our reputation as an innovation economy, you attract the best talent in the world, and invariably you attract turbocharged economic development. Companies get spun out of places like this that get started in New Brunswick as opposed to having to buy them when they get started in Seattle, Washington. This is a game changer. Chris Palladino's here. The Helix is a game changer. And Mayor Jim Cahill, I would just say this, for all the extraordinary achievements over your 9 decades as mayor. Oh, sorry. Sorry, as you can see, I wasn't good at math. Seriously, Jim's, how long have you been mayor, Jim?
33 years.
33 years. You don't get that every day. And for all of the extraordinary, and Lynch before you, another great run, for all the accomplishments, I could say without any hesitation, the very, very, very best days for New Brunswick and Ronnie for Middlesex County are in the windshield and not in the rearview mirror. I'm honored to be here as always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Governor Murphy. I'm grateful that you're here with us today, and I'm grateful for the continued support from you and your administration. It's absolutely critical to our efforts. I'd now like to introduce longtime supporter of the Cancer Institute of New Jersey Congressman Frank Pallone, whose district covers our home here in New Brunswick, and took some time out of his very easy schedule. I think he's rushing right back to Washington after this to be here with us, and so we're very grateful to him for joining us today.
so much, and you should be so proud that the Cancer Institute of New Jersey is being honored with this redesignation as the only comprehensive cancer center by the National Cancer Institute in our state. But I do want to, I'll be brief, but I do want to reiterate that these things don't come easily, right? It's because of the work that's done here that this redesignation, I guess it's for 5 years now, right?
Yes.
Is being accomplished. And you know, the officials at the federal, state, local level, the mayor, the county commissioners, the governor, obviously, the speaker, all have worked very hard to make it possible for the Cancer Institute and RWJ Barnabas and the new hospital and everything that's being done here. I just want to make a couple points. One is that we need to do more research at the federal level, because if it's not for the, if it's not, money's not available for that research, then you know, you can't apply for it, obviously. And we've had a lot of success over the years, but some of that money is starting to run out, which is why we need to reauthorize it. You know, I was here, I think, a few years ago when you were doing precision medicine, which was part of the Cures Act. But the funding for the Cures Act is 10 years, began 2015. This is going to be the next, this year or the next will be the last. So that has to, we have to come back. We did the cancer moonshot, right? That's rolling out gradually, but we need a lot more money for research. My second point is that what you said about people going to New York or Philadelphia, there's no reason for it. And all of us have to be constantly out there promoting the fact that you can come here. In fact, they should be coming from New York and Philadelphia to New Jersey, to be perfectly honest. And one of the things that we have to fight for is this, is I call it the PPS exemption, right? What many people don't realize is that there are places like Sloan Kettering, Fox Chase, I don't even like to mention their names in this room, you know, they get a higher reimbursement rate because of this PPS exemption. And we need to get that for Rutgers and for the Cancer Institute here, because it's not fair. And again, that's a question of fighting, right? I know I'm probably going to get criticized, but you know, we're not going to be able to do that unless we have the Democratic majority in the House. I mean, we're just not going to get it this year. And that's why, you know, we have to think about the politics a little bit. You're going to get mad at me too, because I'm going to say that one of the reasons that I support Tammy Murphy is because I know she cares so much about health care, and she'll be a fighter with me to make sure that we can get a lot of these things done. So there's a lot to be happy about today, but there's a lot more that we need to do. And this place is an incredible research engine, and as the governor said, a place for innovation. Much better, in my opinion, than people know about. We do not get credit for what we do here. And we got to tout it even more. So I'm so glad that you're here today so we can tout it even more. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Pallone. You've been such a booster and supporter of us for so long, and we really appreciate all of your efforts on our behalf. I would now like to introduce New Jersey Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, who has also been a staunch supporter of the Rutgers Cancer Institute.
I didn't realize I was going to talk about politics today, but since everybody's here, vote for Frank Pallone. Vote for him twice if you can, he's that good. Dr. LaBrutti, thank you very much, and thank you everybody for being here. It is terrific to be here on this day of really of celebration for this redesignation. This is, as everybody before me has pointed out, and I want to thank the governor and the congressman for being brief and yielding the rest of their time to me. So we can talk about what a really big deal this is. And it truly is. You know, excuse me, I'm all choked up about this and endorsing Frank Pallone. But the truth is, it really is a big deal. And Frank is right. People ought to be heading here to New Jersey to come and get the best care around. And maybe congestion pricing will help us keep New Jerseyans here, although the governor's trying to work against that. But especially want to congratulate, and let me, before I do that, let me take a point of personal privilege to recognize a couple of the members from my house. I'll leave it to the others. to recognize people from their delegation. A son of New Brunswick, Kevin Egan is with us, Assemblyman Egan. Somebody who also represents New Brunswick, my friend Joe Danielson from the 17th District. I'll let Senator Smith introduce the senators and Mayor introduce his. But to congratulate everybody, it is truly a great honor and great hard work to be redesignated. I asked Dr. Labuti when I came in, so since you've already been designated, is it easier the second time around? It's sort of like being in the club. And he said, no, on the contrary, it's actually harder because the expectations are higher, because the commitments are greater, and it's tied to the amount of money you get through the grants. And I explained to him that in my business, that since he got to be on the committee that signed off on the other institutions, in our business, that would have meant we were in forever, right? Because I get to vote on your stuff, then you got to vote for my stuff. But I guess that's not the case here. And so congratulations on all of the hard work. But the real winners today are the people of New Jersey, because we're so lucky to have an institution of this caliber in our state. Selfishly, I'm particularly proud of the fact that it is right here in Middlesex County. And the Cancer Institute has been integral to this community and has done such a tremendous job at working to save lives and to advance medicine. Beyond that, it's an elite institution and provides national recognition to the state of New Jersey, which is something we all who live here should be proud of. With private sector partners working in coordination, it has become clear that this is a special place that brings together visionary talent, and that is something that is extraordinary and something that doesn't just happen. It's the function of hard work. To everybody on the team, congratulations for that. And that's why I'm proud of the work that we have done at the state, working with local and county officials as well, working with a phenomenal partner and a great advocate in Governor Murphy and Senator Scutari. We've been able to stand up for the Institute and make sure that it has the resources that it needs. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I interpreted Governor Murphy mentioning that extraordinary amount of money as negotiating with me on the budget to make sure that there's no fiddling around that goes on. But the truth is, this is a real success story of what can happen when we all come together, we all get on the same page, and we all put our minds to work in the same directions. Education and medicine, the jobs, the advancements in research, the quality for everybody is going to be advanced as a result of this. And on top of that, the construction of the Jack and Cheryl Morris Cancer Center will implement and cement the institution's reputation by taking our research, the research that's done here and in other NCI designated places, and putting it into action. Jack, thank you, and Cheryl, for your incredible commitment to the Cancer Institution and to fighting this insidious opponent. Thank you. Let's have a round of applause. To have a facility like this that is available to 9.3 million New Jerseyans and everybody from other states who is smart enough to come here and beyond is really a game changer. And it's extraordinarily comforting for all of us who live in the state of New Jersey. And it's especially true that this is because it's right here in New Brunswick, which I see as the model of the renaissance that can go on in a community in the state of New Jersey with the great leadership of Mayor Cahill. Mayor, thank you for all that you have done over those 33 years. Here's to the next 33. And the Helix, with the new medical school expansion, and all of the ongoing work. It's a testimony to great vision on any number of levels, educationally, medically, governmentally. We're really getting things done. Collaboration to provide world-class care, cutting-edge research, and innovation solutions is challenging. As the speaker and as the leader of the proud leader of the Middlesex delegation, I can assure you that the legislature remains committed to the Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey and this community, and I look forward to being back here 5 years from now to celebrate his re-designation and to celebrate all of the great work that has happened in those intervening years. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Speaker Coughlin, for your unwavering support and commitment. It is most appreciated. Representing our legislative district and a longtime supporter, I'd like to now welcome State Senator Bob Smith.
So in preparation for today's event, we were all who are speakers today received a memorandum. The memorandum said the order of speeches, and it made a very strong point, 4 minutes or less. I feel like I'm speed dating cancer. In any case, very, very, very happy day for all of us, not just in the 17th legislative district which you're in, but in all of Middlesex County and in this state. This is an unbelievable achievement for your facility and what you do for people here. The speaker was a little too humble. At $50 million, it's in the 24 budget. That's $38 million for the operating portion of your budget to help make sure you're staffed up and geared up to properly support it. And then another 12 million plus for special projects here in the medical complex. And I think it leads to what our role is and what I want to echo the speaker about, and that is our job as your delegation is to make sure we can continue to keep this facility fully supported by the state of New Jersey. You do all the good things that we need for our people. I feel healthier just coming to the announcement. And I think everyone else does. At the end of the day, the speaker was also right, vote Democratic. If that happens, if the House is taken back, guess what congressman becomes the head of the most powerful healthcare committee in the country? It's a quiz. Who is it? All right, so vote selfishly. I'm into vote selfish, especially if it means more good. And I do have the agreement from the rest of the delegation of Middlesex County. We're going to be there for you, not just this year, but in future years for all the good things that you do. And let me end with one final thought. May we never need your services.
Thank you, Senator Smith, and as I promised all of you, I only see you socially, so you never have to see me professionally. I'm pleased to introduce someone now who shares our shared strong commitment to making New Jersey a leader in cancer research, patient care, cancer prevention, and taking care of the communities we serve. One system, one family, RWJ Barnabas Health President and CEO, Mark Manning.
On my way up here, the governor said, "Hey, Mark, 4 minutes." Keep it at 4 minutes. So thank you. Actually, I'm here just to announce I'm relocating my family to Middlesex County so we can vote for Frank Pallone in the upcoming election. In all seriousness, what a privilege it is for me to be here today to represent my 41,000 colleagues at RWJ Barnabas Health and our incredible partner, the Rutgers Cancer Institute. As you may have heard, the state's only NCI designated comprehensive cancer center. I'm delighted to be here with the governor, who's been so incredibly supportive of this institution. Speaker Coughlin, America's Mayor, Mayor Cahill, good to see you, Mayor. Director Rios, Congressman Pallone, and so many esteemed members of the legislature. Thank you all. To our partners in government, your unwavering support of this institution and this health system is paying a dividend. We would not be standing here today absent significant public investment. And I would submit to you that that investment has paid dividends and will continue to pay dividends. I want to acknowledge the founding chairman of the RWJ Barnabas Health, Jack Morris, all of our trustees. I see Chris Palladino, Paul Hubert, my colleague on the Board of Governors, Amy Towers. Jack's been a terrific partner for me, and this is part of his vision, and I'm so pleased and proud that his name will adorn the cancer center that's being built next door. Together, Rutgers Cancer Institute, with the clinical, combined with the clinical and research, with the clinical footprint of RWJ Barnabas Health, he's delivering state-of-the-art cancer care across the state of New Jersey. And as I mentioned, we're getting a return on that investment. We're attracting the best and brightest clinicians, scientists in New Jersey. Novel therapies are being developed. Those therapies are being transferred from the bench to the bedside. And I'm pleased to say that here in New Brunswick, we have the #1 ranked cancer program in the state of New Jersey. Thank you. And while the clinical offerings here and by this program are sought by many who could receive care anywhere in the world, what further distinguishes us and what we are equally proud of is our collective commitment to the most vulnerable among us. We are the state's largest provider of charity care. We are the state's largest provider of care to beneficiaries of the Medicaid program by 2 times. We are humbled by our partnership in our essential role as part of New Jersey's safety net. And delivering the best cancer care to anyone and everyone, irrespective of ability to pay or socioeconomic status, is part of that noble mission. I want to thank Dr. Labuti. Steve, you've done an incredible job building the program here. We're so proud of you. We congratulate you and every member of your team who comes to work every day. It's not only the Steves of the world, the doctors, the nurses, the techs, the folks who work in the kitchen, the folks who bring the food, patient transport. Without all of you, there is no mission, so thank you very much. Together, we're all transforming cancer care, and we're building together a healthier New Jersey. Thank you all for being part of this program.
Thank you, Mark. Another incredibly strong advocate of the Cancer Institute, and the man who brought me here down south, is the Chancellor of Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences, Dr. Brian Strom, and I'm so pleased to bring him on.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Governor. And thank you, President Holloway. And I won't go through the long list because I've been told I only have an hour to speak. But thank you all for attending. Just over a decade ago, our institution completed the largest higher education merger in U.S. history by uniting health professional schools, biomedical research centers, and institutes across Rutgers and UMD&J. We created a biomedical powerhouse. 10 years later, we're providing specialized and compassionate care for the citizens of New Jersey, directly bringing innovative research to our patients and promising life-saving and life-changing health for all. The Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey has been a central part of that journey. It has contributed enormously to our goal of becoming one of the best academic health centers in the nation. As we commemorate today, CINJ retaining its position as the state's only NCI designated comprehensive cancer center, something you've never heard before. They're on every ad and every speaker. We're reminded of the true value of academic health that CINJ does so well, bringing the newest innovations in research and applying them directly to our patients while teaching them to our students and our trainees. Through this paradigm, CINJ gives our New Jersey community access to the highest quality healthcare available, and this continues to be recognized by this most competitive designation by the National Cancer Institute. Through our NCI Re-designation, the Rutgers Cancer Institute can continue to support this life-changing research, ensuring that our patients have access to the most highly specialized care here in New Jersey. The research conducted at CINJ over the years has contributed to decreasing national cancer incidence rates and has improved outcomes for cancer patients nationwide. It's essential to note, however, that this recognition isn't confined to the laboratory setting only. In the NCI's review of our programs, they acknowledge not only the innovative research at the Cancer Institute, but its impact on the specific needs of the New Jersey population, coupled with remarkable community outreach, education, and engagement efforts. Other initiatives like Screen-NJ, developed collaboratively by the Cancer Institute, along with the New Jersey Department of Health, that's what I came when they appeared before, and various healthcare and community organizations have significantly expanded cancer screenings across the state. This program has made care more accessible and has also helped to identify and address healthcare disparities in our community. At Rutgers Health, our pivotal responsibility is to prioritize the health and wellness of the people of New Jersey, a commitment that continues to guide our aspirations for the future. Rutgers Cancer Institute is a shining example of this. I stress that we can't do this work in silos. None of our achievements would have been possible without the strong support of the state of New Jersey and our clinical partners at RWJ Health. And of central importance to our future, the development of the new Jack and Cheryl Morris Cancer Center symbolizes the future of cancer clinical care, with the integration of compassionate clinical care and research will be paramount. So we are extremely grateful as well to Jack and Cheryl for their generosity, and the entire state will join us in gratitude as this wonderful new facility opens soon. In conclusion, together with our partners at the state and at RWJ Health, let us eagerly anticipate the promising chapters that lie ahead as we honor the accomplishments of the Rutgers Cancer Institute and continuing to be, I know this is the first time, right? The only NCI designated cancer center in the state, a comprehensive cancer center, as it continues to bring hope, healing, and health to to our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I now want to introduce another healthcare champion who has long supported the aims and growth of the Rutgers Cancer Institute, and actually maybe one of the few in the room that was here at the inception of the Rutgers Cancer Institute, when it was called the Cancer Institute in New Jersey back in 1993. And so Mayor Cahill, the mayor of the city of New Brunswick, if you can join me up and say a few words.
So thank you, Dr. Labuti. My first order of business is to clean up the mess by Senator Smith. He was charged by Speaker Coughlin to introduce his colleagues from the Senate. So, Pat Dignan right here, I know. How could you miss it? And if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Labuti, I think it was 1991 that the Cancer Institute actually started on George Street. Spent 2 years there before you moved uptown to Little Albany Street. And I know that because 1991 was my first year in office. So to join with you and to watch the progress that has been made under your successor's leadership, but certainly advanced so much more dramatically than anyone could have ever thought, is just remarkable to watch and to have a small part of. So we celebrate a momentous achievement that really speaks volumes about the dedication and the excellence of the Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey and RWJ Barnabas Health and all of their extended partners. So congratulations on this truly remarkable accomplishment. It was more than 25 years ago that we dubbed New Brunswick as the healthcare city. And ever since, the partnership with Rutgers Health and RWJ Barnabas Health has been the cornerstone of our city's healthcare initiatives. Through collaborative efforts, we have not only seen the enhanced quality of healthcare available to our residents, but have also contributed significantly to the broader landscape of cancer prevention, treatment, and research in the great state of New Jersey. So as we celebrate this achievement, we also recognize the countless individuals who have benefited from the groundbreaking work of the Rutgers Cancer Institute. To the patients and their families, your strength and your resilience inspires us all. As a community of organizations and individuals that work together to ensure the availability of the highest quality of healthcare, we share an enthusiasm that this designation and the growth of the Cancer Institute bring. More people than ever before will be able to enjoy the care and comfort of the ever-advancing research and treatment at the Cancer Institute. So I want to express my appreciation to the Cancer Institute for recognizing the excellence here within the city of New Brunswick. The redesignation of the Cancer Institute of New Jersey as the state's sole comprehensive cancer center is testament to our collective commitment to advancing healthcare and making a positive impact in the lives affected by cancer. So thank you and congratulations one and all.
Thank you, Mayor Cahill. Through the years, Middlesex County has experienced significant growth and has become a destination for innovation. Helping to drive that transformation and enable the growth of our cancer center is Middlesex County Commissioner Director Ron Rios.
Thank you, Dr. Labuti. Good morning. I'm really honored to be here today as we celebrate the redesignation of Rutgers Cancer Institute as the only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center in New Jersey, right here in Middlesex County. This redesignation as a comprehensive cancer center is continued validation of the critical role the Rutgers Cancer Institute plays in developing new and improved approaches to preventing, diagnosing, and treating cancer. Further, this redesignation also reaffirms something we in Middlesex County have known for some time now, that the Rutgers Cancer Institute's extraordinary work is already making and will continue to make a tangible difference in the life of anyone who is fighting cancer or who loves someone who is. My colleagues and I on the Board of County Commissioners are proud that the Rutgers Cancer Institute will be moving into the Jack and Cheryl Morris Center when this building is complete next year. The work that will take place here, the research that will be conducted, the advances in treatment that will be developed, and most importantly, the lives that will be saved will continue the Rutgers Cancer Institute's tradition of excellence in research and in compassionate, hands-on care for patients and their families. It is tremendous that cancer patients who live here in Middlesex County and the surrounding region can and will receive the highest level of care without having to travel long distances. For our part, Middlesex County is honored to have provided funding and support of the Morris Cancer Center through our strategic partnership with RWJ Barnabas Health, funding that will support educational opportunities for students in Middlesex County. This includes the RWJ Barnabas Health Workforce Partnership announced last fall, which brings together RWJ Barnabas Health, Middlesex County, and the Jack and Cheryl Morris Cancer Center to create unique educational pathways and curricula for students at Middlesex College and the Middlesex County Magnet Schools. Those pathways include internships and volunteer opportunities, as well as potential job placement for students who obtain a degree or certification, as well as additional resources for workforce development to support upskilling current RWJ Barnabas Health employees, all of which will help continue and build upon the impressive legacy of the Rutgers Cancer Institute. Cancer is a formidable foe, one that far too many have already faced. But it is reassuring to know that the people of Middlesex County have a National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center on our side. I lost my mother to pancreatic cancer, and I lost 2 friends in the last 3 months to pancreatic cancer. We have to end this. On behalf of the entire Board of County Commissioners, I congratulate the Rutgers Cancer Institute on this well-deserved redesignation, and I thank you for all the work you do on behalf of cancer patients everywhere. Thank you.
I want to thank Director Rios. So we're going to conclude our program today with remarks from someone who I believe illustrates exactly why it's so important to have an NCI designated comprehensive cancer center in our state. Mr. Jim Anthony, who's joined us today, is a survivor of large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and received a stem cell transplant and CAR T-cell therapy, which is genetically modified immune cells, which is becoming quickly immunotherapy, the 4th pillar of cancer care. We were so fortunate to be able to recruit one of the world's experts in that area, Dr. Christian Hendricks, who's with us today, to help co-direct, along with Eileen White, our Center of Excellence, the Macmillan Center of Excellence for Immunology and Metabolism. I actually, and this is an absolutely true story, about 4 months ago, had a family friend call me and ask me for a referral for a lymphoma expert at either Cornell or Northwell, because that was near where they lived. And I started to think, okay, who would be the top person for me to send them to? And I realized that the top person at Cornell and the top person at Northwell now worked for us, along with the top lymphoma expert at Memorial, who is now our Director of Blood Disorders, Matt Matasar, here at the Cancer Institute. And so Dr. Andy Evans, one of my deputy directors, has done an absolutely superb job in heme malignancies, bringing the center of gravity for heme malignancies really down here to New Brunswick and Middlesex County, as opposed to some of those other places in New York. And so I'm so honored to have Mr. Anthony here today, who has benefited from the treatments now available at the Rutgers Cancer Institute, to say a few words and share some of his story with all of you.
Public speaking is not my forte, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit who I am first, and some of the pieces also fall together later on. So I'm basically a 65-year-old man. I'm a Christian. I'm a Rutgers grad. I am a retired police officer from Partridge Township, New Jersey, which most people know as Basking Ridge. And I'm divorced, and I'm also a part-time employee of RWJ Barnabas. I work at the ACC as their armed security staff, and last night was my first shift back in about 4 months, so I'm happy to be here. I currently, like I said, I'm divorced. I have 3 grown children. 2 of my daughters, both married. They are teachers in the Brunswick school system. My son is currently deployed with U.S. Marine Corps in Okinawa, Japan, and so I'm very proud of all 3 of them. My career path was police officer for 33 years. Started in Westfield and moved to Rutgers Township, and I retired about 12 years ago. After that, I took a job as a driver for the CEO of Verizon, Lowell McAdam, and I worked with him for 7 years, and I truly love that man. He was a great man. If anybody here knew him. He retired in 2018, and at that time, I developed my first round of Hodgkin's lymphoma. My first treatment plan was the basic CHOP plan, as they call it. It's a chemo plan. And I went through Hunterdon Cancer Center for my treatment there with Dr. Bednar, and I was in remission for about 2 years. And 2 years later, literally almost to the day of my last treatment, I started getting symptoms again, which for me are lumps in my neck. So I went to see him. They confirmed it was lymphoma again. So he brought me here to have a stem cell transplant done. And that was in August of 2021. And that process, I was in hospital patient for 24 days. It was a long time for me. I'd never been hospitalized before. And it was just after, really kind of during COVID time, so they just kind of add some things to it. I went into remission for 2 years, and again, this past late July, August, I started getting symptoms again, went to my doctor. Again, they referred me to Dr. Matazar and Kim Leno here, who were excellent. And they decided to do the CAR-T treatment on me, which was very new and advanced kind of treatment. And so far, so good. I had that treatment done on October 23rd, and I just had my second PET scan done, and there's no sign of disease right now. What I really want to do is I want to say thank you for all you people that are involved in the process of the research, of the funding, the business administration. Your staff here give me back up a little bit. When I had my stem cell transplant and I was in a hospital for 24 days, many of my nurses were Christians. I'm a Christian man. They would pray with me. And getting towards the end of my stay, I passed out. So they rushed me into the ICU. And for 2 nights I was up in the ICU. And there was one tech who was also a believer, and she would leave her shift at 11 o'clock at night, and she left her shift and came up and prayed with me the 2 nights I was up in ICU. That is the staff you have here. From the housekeeping people, to your food services, to your techs, your nurses are outstanding. I just want to thank everybody. And that's really all I can say. I've been the recipient of all this work. Hopefully, none of you will have to be, but you have to know that if you do, you've got a place to go. And the point is, the governor was saying about the 2 rivers crossing over. In my past, many people I've known have had cancer, and the big concern is, where do we go? Well, we're going to New York. We're going to New York. Well, I drove Mr. McAdam in New York from Verizon for 7 years. It is a nightmare traveling around New York City. Imagine having to go there frequently and then have to be driven and find parking. It's just an absolute nightmare, and it's such a blessing to know that this is Brunswick. It's close by. I do hate the city parking. But it is close by, and it's easy to get in and out, and it's a blessing. And again, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and let's get rid of this disease so you guys can do research on other things. Because there's plenty of other things. Thank you very much.
time to share with us today, and we're so proud to know you and privileged to know you. So I want to thank all of you, all of our dignitaries, all of our speakers today who joined us to celebrate another milestone for us. I want to thank all of my staff, the physicians, the nurses, the scientists, the support staff, the administrators, everyone that's here today, and that's on both the Rutgers Cancer Institute side and the Oncology Service Line side. Susan Salamito, my partner in crime, on the service line side, for all of you do every day to make certain that we fulfill that mission of not only making progress in research and finding and discovering new approaches to care, but in caring for, in a compassionate way, in a patient-centered way, which is in the DNA of this Cancer Institute. And we will never forget that we are here for the patients of New Jersey, and as was said by Speaker Coughlin, and those smart enough outside of New Jersey to know that this is the place to come for their cancer care. So thank you all. There are some refreshments, and I'm really humbled by everyone that joined us today. Thank you.